Next, the next application is op amp as non-inverting amplifier. Again, you have to design the circuit taking clue from the name non-inverting amplifier. So when you draw an op amp circuit, there are two terminals, inverting and non-inverting. Okay, inverting and non-inverting. In this case, we will apply input to the non-inverting terminal. Okay, and then we have to use it as an amplifier. So whenever the circuit has to be used as an amplifier, the gain should be finite. For the gain to be finite, you have to connect some part of the output back to the input through a feedback resistance RF. There will be two power supply plus VCC minus VCC, and this will be V0. And one more important thing is, as the input is applied to the non-inverting terminal, the inverting terminal should be grounded. Okay, so this is how we design op amp as non-inverting amplifier. I'm drawing the same circuit but in a different manner, so that the circuit the output voltage which has to be obtained that becomes much more easier to understand. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram. Both this circuit diagram are same. Okay, just look at this. I've just inverted the position of the terminals, inverting and non-inverting terminal. Now inverting and non-inverting, we have given input with respect to ground. So that is what I've done. I have the potential at this point, say VB, and there will be some part of the output will be connected back to the input through a feedback resistance. This is the RF and this is the point, and from where Ri is going to ground. Okay, so this is the same circuit. Now it becomes very easy for you to understand the derivation which will be trying to obtain for output voltage. Okay, now this is a op amp as a non-inverting amplifier, and you know the difference between the two input voltage, the difference, of course, differential gain is infinite. So the difference between the two input voltage is called as error voltage, V error. We sometimes specify as V. And what is V here? V is VB minus VA, and it should be equal to 0 because it will be output, and it will be output voltage upon gain, and gain is infinite. Anything divided by infinity will be 0. So VB minus VA will be equal to 0. Now I can say VB is equal to VA. Now what is VB? VB is equal to VI. And what is VA? VA is the potential at this point, and this to obtain the potential at this point, see what happens is, here the current will flow like this. At this point there is a bifurcation, so current should flow like this. But as the input impedance of op amp is very high, as the input ideal characteristics of op amp, as the input impedance is infinite, no current will flow through the op amp, all the current will flow through the Ri. That means two resistors are connected in series and same current is flowing through the resistance. They form voltage divider arrangement. And what is the formula for total voltage divider arrangement? Total voltage. So if you want to obtain voltage across VA, that means voltage across VA with respect to ground, and between VA and ground there is Ri. So you have to obtain the voltage drop across Ri. So for the formula for voltage divider arrangement is total voltage, that is V0, divided by total resistance Ri plus Rf multiplied by the resistance across which the voltage is taken. So for calculating VA with respect to ground, you have to calculate voltage drop across Ri. So it will be Ri. Okay, let this be equation 1, let this be equation 2. Substituting the value of 2 in 1, what we get is, substituting the value of 2 in 1, Vi is equal to V0 upon Ri plus Rf multiplied by Ri, or I can say V0 is equal to Ri plus Rf upon Ri into Vi, or I can write the same equation as 1 plus Rf upon Ri into Vi. So this is the output voltage equation for op amp as non-inverting amplifier. And what is the closed loop gain? ACL is V0 upon Vi. So in this equation, what is V0 upon Vi? It is 1 plus Rf upon Ri. So even in this case, non-inverting amplifier, the gain of the amplifier depends upon the feedback resistance and the input resistance. So this is op amp as non-inverting amplifier. I hope you have understood. Now numerical based on op amp as non-inverting amplifier. Of course, the circuit diagram will be given and you will be asked to calculate the output voltage of the given circuit for different values of input voltage. 3 different values of input voltage are given. The input is 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt. Input resistance Ri is 2 ohms. Feedback resistance is 6 ohms, and very important, the power supply plus 15 and minus 15. The maximum saturation level is plus 15 and minus 15. So you need to calculate the output voltage. So what is the formula? In the previous section we derived output voltage equation for op amp as non-inverting amplifier, which is 1 plus Rf upon Ri into Vi. What is Rf? Rf is 6 ohms. What is Ri? Ri is 2 ohms, and Vi is 2 volt, Vi is 3 volt, and Vi is 4 volt. Okay, 4 volt. So we need to calculate the output voltage. Just substitute the value and get the answer. So V0 is equal to 1 plus 6 upon 2 multiplied by Vi, that is the first value of Vi is 2. So 6 upon 2 is 3. Okay, 3 plus 1 4, so gain will be 4. So 4 multiplied by 2, the value will be 8 volt in the first case. Next is V0 is equal to 1 upon 6 by 2 multiplied by 3. So it will be 4 into 3, that is 12 volt. And the last case, V0 is equal to 1 plus 6 by 2 multiplied by 4. So this will be 4 multiplied by 4, the value will be 16 volt. But what is the maximum saturation level at the positive? It will be plus 15. So answer cannot be more than the input supply voltage. So it cannot be 16 volt. It will be 15 volt. We have to write, since output goes into positive saturation. Okay, so this is how we have to mention it. This question will be asked for 3 marks. I hope you have understood. The next application is op amp as sign changer. Okay, I will draw the diagram. You have to identify what type of operation will be performed by this circuit. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram. Plus VCC minus VCC, this is output voltage, and there will be a feedback resistance which is Rf, this is Ri, and input voltage connected to ground. So the first look of the circuit tells you what it does, what it tells. Non-inverting terminal is grounded, input terminal is applied to the inverting terminal, and of course there will be a feedback resistance. So when there is a feedback resistance, that means the circuit is going to used as an amplifier, and as the input is applied to the inverting, there will be a phase shift of 180 degree between input and output. That means the op amp, this circuit is op amp as inverting amplifier. And in the previous videos we have understood, or we have obtained the output voltage equation for inverting amplifier. So this circuit is nothing but op amp as inverting amplifier. So formula will be minus RF upon RI equals to, sorry, multiplied by VI. Now if in this circuit, if RF is equal to RI, so in this equation, if RF is equal to RI, the value will be 1. So output voltage is minus of VI. What is VI? VI is the input voltage, V0 is the output voltage, and what you can see is if you are giving input as 5 volt, what you are going to get at the output is minus 5 volt. If you are going to give input as minus 2.4 volt, what is the output? The output will be positive plus 2.4 volts. So what you are giving at the input, same you are getting at the output, that is the voltage level. But what happens to the sign? The sign changes from positive to negative or negative to positive, and that is why we say op amp as sign changer. If you remember, it's nothing but a NOT gate, right? NOT gate 0. When you give 0 at the input, you get 1 at the output. When you give 1 at the input, you get the 0. So it complements the value. Here it complements the sign. Okay, if you give positive value, the same amplitude you will get at the output with a negative sign, and if you give negative values, you will get the same amplitude but with the positive sign. So that is what is op amp as sign changer. The next application is op amp as buffer. See the diagram here. Now the circuit which I have drawn on the board is, just look it closely. What you can see is input is applied to the plus terminal. Plus terminal is a non-inverting terminal. So input is applied to the non-inverting terminal and inverting terminal is grounded, and there is a feedback resistance, which is the feedback resistance is provided as a negative feedback. That means gain has to be suppressed. That means the circuit has to be used as an amplifier. So input is applied to the non-inverting terminal, feedback resistance is provided, so it is a non-inverting amplifier. And in a non-inverting amplifier, the output voltage is given by 1 plus RF upon RI into VI. Now see the modification which I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is, instead of connecting the output through a feedback resistance, what I will do is I will connect the output directly to the input, and when that happens, the resistance, this input resistance is now insignificant. Okay, so this is the basic circuit diagram of an operational amplifier, which is nothing but op amp as non-inverting amplifier, where feedback resistance is made 0. Resistance is made 0 means the output is directly connected to the inverting terminal. Okay, so now what we have done is we have made RF is equal to 0. So in this equation, if RF is equal to 0, V0 is equal to VI. This value becomes 1 and V0 is equal to VI. That means whatever be the input voltage we will give, thus we will get the same output with the same sign also. Okay, there will be no change in the sign. The same sign you will get at the output. But if that is the case, what is the importance of this circuit? So we need to understand where this op amp as buffer will be used. Okay, now suppose there is two circuits, say this is 1 and this is 2. Generally what happens is, for any analog circuit, input impedance should be very high and output impedance should be very low. But some cases, for example in this circuit, say circuit 1, its output impedance is high, and here for second circuit the input impedance is low. Okay, we are talking about the resistance offered by the output side of the first and the input side of the second. So output impedance is high and input impedance is low. Now if these two circuits has to be connected, say 5 volt of this is transferred to the second circuit. But see what happens is, as soon as you connect these two circuits, the output impedance of the first circuit, say I will draw it as a resistance, and input impedance, they come in parallel. Okay, so now as the resistance of this circuit, in output resistance of this circuit is very high, the current which is flowing through this resistance now get a path, parallel path, where there is low resistance. So the current which has to be flowing, which should be flowing through the output of the circuit 1, got a parallel path, and it will flow through the input of circuit 2, which can damage the input circuit also. So for that, these two circuits cannot be connected directly, so they are connected through a circuit called as buffer. Okay, the circuit called as buffer, and buffer is made up of op amp, and op amp, the input impedance is high and output impedance is low. That means here at the input side, what it does is the output, the impedance is matched, right? Output impedance of the first circuit and the input impedance of op amp, both are high, so impedance is matched. Similarly, output impedance is low for a buffer, and input impedance of circuit 2 is low, so here also the impedance matched. So basically, op amp as buffer or the buffer circuit is used for impedance matching. This question can be asked as Viva question if that particular experience comes to you. This is a very typical question, that what is the use of buffer if input voltage is equal to output voltage? There is no need to design such a circuit, but when such a situation arrives, the buffer acts as buffer is used for impedance matching. So this is the application of op amp as buffer. I hope you have understood.